Welcome back to the Jeremiah Show. Hey, I wanted to give a shout out. We're on a station in Paris. It's called My Indie Radio. And as I was talking to my guest today, special guest Cyril Morin, I was thinking this will air in Paris, in his hometown, right, Cyril?
That's great.
You're,
Yeah, fantastic.
Paris, you're there tonight. In fact, we're talking. It's like 6 or 7 o'clock in Paris right now. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool. We're reaching out. We're bridging in our own way and spreading your music. And it will be aired on My Indie Radio this coming Friday, I believe, at 8 o'clock, or it might be next Friday. But I'll let everybody know. We're listening now. Right now, we're listening to Cyril Morin's "Escaping Evil" from the film Cold Meat. You can find Cyril's album. It's brand new. It's 25 years of soundtracks. It's on Apple Music and Spotify. I listened to it this morning. Woke up real early, 4 a.m., and prepare for this interview. And I listened to the album today on Spotify. Just great. So it's called 25 Years of Soundtracks. Cyril Morin, he's an internationally acclaimed film composer. If you're just joining us, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. He's a writer. He's a documentary filmmaker. He's a real thinker, which I love. I love these conversations we're having. His film scores include award-winning dramas like the Syrian Bride and Zaytoun, as well as the visually immersive documentary Samsara. Welcome back, Cyril.
Welcome back.
Auguste Rodin had a man like you in mind when he created The Thinker. That famous thinker with the kneeling on the globe. And you're very complex and thoughtful, aren't you? Do you think of yourself that way? That's how my impression of you.
No, I think when you're always in movement is because maybe you're not totally satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I couldn't stay thinking all the time. I need to do something, to achieve something.
You need an outlet.
Yeah. This is why being a filmmaker is a bit frustrating, because you have when you come from the music world, you have you start with an A and you go to a Z, no matter what. With a movie, with making movies is much more difficult. And so I need action. I need to go from A to Z. So I think I'm sure most of my composer friends are like this. It's 24/7. It's always moving.
What do you think about the most? What are you thinking about the most that you need to have an outlet for, get away from?
Well, I think my problem is that I'm thinking too much about what's next, about the future.
Mm-hmm.
And when I should stop and enjoy the present, and I think that's there is a kind of something inside me who is always taking me to the next step. So sometimes I should pay more attention to the things I'm doing in the present, stay a little bit more with them.
Yeah,
and
it's hard to do.
Yeah, but I like the future. I like what's next.
What makes you happy? Aside from composing, filmmaking, writing, outside of that, in the present, what makes you most happy?
Well, the feeling of freedom, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The movement also. I can't stay days and doing nothing. It's impossible for me. Mm-hmm. Even on the weekend, I come to my studio. I do a couple of stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't need to go on a vacation in a beautiful hotel on the other side of the world and do nothing. It's impossible for me. So if I go on vacation, I read a book every 2 days. Mm-hmm. So I come with a bunch of books and I read them all. And I need to fill up. I need to I don't think it's an illness. It's just a way of being. So if I don't have this food, I don't like it. Except when I have a nice dinner with some friends.
That's always the best, I think.
Yeah.
That's the most simple and the best way to fill yourself back up, for sure. Gather around a table, listen to some good music, drink some good wine, eat some good food. I agree with you. Yeah, in the beginning, you talked about freedom that you just mentioned, and that freedom inspired a lot of how you chose to pursue music and how you chose to which films to compose, which directors to work with, what stories to tell. So it's a conscious choice, and in your career, a lot of what you've put out there, but it's been well received, and I think you've been rewarded back for that, for standing for something when so many people don't these days, and that is admirable, as we talked about. So when you look at your career, is there an arc? Talking about, using a story term, is there an arc to your career, and is there, what happens next? Like, at what point in the story are we with you, and what do you want to capture in composition next?
Well, right now I'm doing the soundtrack of a documentary about cricket, and I'm very excited to do it because
About a cricket?
about cricket, the sport cricket.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's interesting to mix different culture again between California and India, and also pop music. So this is something I like to do. I'm also writing a book. This is the next thing. And when you write a book, you know you're gonna write not one, two, but maybe 3 or 4. So it start to be in a row. I plan to do the second album of the band, because the band is also a way to express something different. I think the only thing I'm missing is maybe to go back to a symphonic score, to have a film who allowed me to do something more symphonic, and use orchestra, and this is the thing I'm missing right now, but it's gonna come, I know. And and I'm traveling also, so I'm being in Europe now. You can go to so many countries in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So I was in London. I'm going to Italy, and
you were in LA last year. When are you going to get to
November? And it's true. I need to have always something. Something. I don't know how to explain that.
I get it. I get it. I think you explained it well. Well, I wanted to talk about a couple of the films that you're really well known for and that are very popular. Samsara, which we've mentioned, directed by Ron Freak. It's a meditative.
If I may, it's the first Samsara who was directed by Pan Nalin.
Oh, okay. I read that. I saw that.
Pan Nalin is an Indian director who is very, very famous around the world, and not mainstream famous, but all the people who love cinema know him.
So yeah, and if you love cinema, if you haven't seen it, it's a meditative soundscape, visually immersive, filmed across 25 countries, if I'm correct. That blends world instrumentation, spiritual tone, atmospheric textures. Like I said, I think I mentioned this, or maybe I did off air. Tashi's theme from the music soundtrack, Samsara, has over 1,100,000 streams, and congratulations on that. And then we go to the Syrian Bride. I think I'm nervous now. Directed by Aaron Riklis.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry about that.
Pretty. I don't know. getting it wrong is not fun for me. A critically acclaimed drama, this film was it won multiple international awards, weaving Middle Eastern musical language into an emotional family story. And then Zaytoun, again, directed by Aaron Riklis, said during the Lebanese Civil War, this film score underscores the themes of friendship and conflict. And your music, I think, brilliantly bridges the cultures through melody and the orchestration. How do you, so it brings me to my question now. Those are three films that I would like everybody to go see. How do you compose music that connects characters, Cyril, from opposing worlds when some of these themes have, there's opposing worlds without favoring one or the other, that balance, that delicate balance?
Well, it's depend with which director, but I think it's important to compose a theme for one character. And the way I work today also is very different from before. I tell you a short story. My good friend Gabriel Yared, the composer, film composer, we did Cold Water and Mr. Replay, and he told me years ago that he was working without the picture, and because he wanted to be close to the script. And I thought it was a bit crazy to do this. I couldn't understand at the time, but 10 years later, that's what I started to do. So I work a lot without the picture. And some directors like it, some don't. But most of the time, they're very happy to have already music on the editing, during the editing, And I work on the story. So I create a bunch of themes who little by little find their place in the film. And then when the theme has find its place, I'm working to fine tune the place in the scene, But I think the theme is very important, very, very important. And creating music on the ideas, or on the idea of the film, rather than creating a movie, rather than creating a music on a particular scene at first, help a lot. Because you come up with the spirit of the film, and then the theme can work in the scene, because doing what I call the Mickey Mousing of the music inside the scene, it's quite easy, especially nowadays with the tools we have. So I think it's going with the storytelling, that I'm working on the idea of the film, I'm working on the ideas of the character. Should the movie have a global melody, or will come back quite often, or should everybody have his own melody, and the melody we develop until the end? Does the character change during the story? Most of the time, there is an evolution, so you can't finish the way you started, etc., etc. So that's all the question I have, and I really try to compose after reading the script. So it's helped a lot. It's helped everybody.
Do you get? Do you watch let's say you watch the news, or that you see the headlines? For instance, here in America right now, there's so much sadness, anger about everything that happened in Minnesota. Do you ever see headlines like that, and could you score them, or do you get inspired by something political or something that's happening in humanity, in the world, and does it ever lead to inspiration, I guess, or to compose a piece?
I don't think what's happening in the world right now is a source of inspiration. I would say it's always better to stay in your bubble during your day of work, and then going out of your bubble. So I don't think it's very inspiring. But I did a lot of political and historical documentaries, especially for TV. And when the story is done, when the story is told, then you can put a music on it. It's better, you know. And I think it's always better to talk about all this when you have the whole picture, because you're not taken in the emotional part.
Mm-hmm.
As a citizen, but also as an artist, is better too. So I did a movie called about the Berlin Wall. So it was like 40 years or 50 years after it was 10 years, 15 years after the Berlin Wall fall. Then you can tell the story, and then I could put a music on that to have the whole picture. Does it make sense?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. So I did documentaries about president, about I remember doing 2 or 3 documentaries about Gaddafi, but it's important to have a distance, and I think if you have to compose something, it's better when the story is, you can see the whole thing.
Well, that's a great answer. It totally makes sense. And I guess that was you can't find much inspiration in the world, sadly, today. But
you can find inspiration
beauty
with people. You have inspiration with people.
Right.
There is some incredible people who are standing, and these people are a source of inspiration. But the fact happening is not. For me, it's not. I stay away from it.
Well, sadly, Cyril, we're out of time.
Yeah, that's great.
I really want to talk. You'll have to come back, because fascinating conversation with you. I wanted to talk more about your writing, but maybe in some of your thoughts on that. So maybe you can come back, and especially when you get that book finished, we'll talk about that too.
You have great questions. You have amazing questions, and I feel that you put amazing words on what I'm doing, and sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, but it's the way you speak about the music is fantastic. Is really great. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a huge compliment from you. Thank you so much. Well, let's finish here talking about, I really want more people to discover your music and your art, your film, your writing. But you're a solo artist, and we didn't even get to this. You've produced over 40 albums, solo works. You released them through your own label, Media and Sync Studio. You work with Madonna. That's a whole nother story we got to hear about some other time. As a solo artist, you released The Evolutionist, just critically acclaimed as a cinematic journey and a beautiful fusion of sound. So check that out. But I just learned this when we got on today. You've got a new album. Your band is super creative. The name of the title, Simo, right? 2 first letters of your name, your first name and your last name. It's called A Crew of Pals and Jammers. So when can we get our hands on that? When can we get our ears on that, Cyril?
Well, I will send you the music video of Super Creative, and where you have we have someone we know playing flute on it, Nicholas Pike.
Nicholas Pike.
Yeah.
Who's up for an Oscar for his one of the songs off of that soundtrack. Yeah, Nicholas was just here a few weeks. Yeah, so happy for him. Okay, so we'll do that, and then in Radio Evolve in Santa Barbara. If you guys all know, I put the music on that station. So please keep sending me your music if you're a musician. And every Monday morning, I write back to everybody. I listen to everything that's sent to me, and every song, hundreds of songs have been sent to me. I've put everyone on. I've loved them all except for one. So good chances your song will get on the Radio Evolve in Santa Barbara. Also check out Cyril Morin's album, 25 Years of Music Soundtracks. A great listen, and so much great work there. Cyril, thank you so much. Thank you for staying up late with us.
Thank you. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you. Hope to see you soon back here on the
We'll
show.
We'll meet again.
Okay, everybody, you can tune in to this show and others on the radio station Radio Evolve in Santa Barbara. I'm on the Jeremiah Shows, airs Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Radio Evolve Rocks. You can find it if you're listening. I know listeners all around the world. You can go to Garden Radio and tune in, gardenradio.com. But Radio Evolve Rocks Santa Barbara, tune in, listen more, and evolve. And thank you to our special guest, Cyril Morin, today, and to Carol Connors. I also wanted to say the very, very last thing here. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to my inspiration and my friend, my mom. Mom, you get better every year. Happy birthday. And you can find Cyril Morin at cyrilmorin.net. I'll spell it for you. CYRILMORIN.net. That's where you can find his music, and on his website, everything else, cyrilmorin.com. You can find him on IMDb and listen on Spotify and Apple, on Facebook. Cyril Morin, composer. Thanks again, Cyril. Have a great evening.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day.
Listen more and evolve. Have a great night, everybody.